Go.
Cheers.
And we all like this. It's been frantic.
I'm fraught. I'm frazzled already. Talk amongst yourself for the next hour.
Yeah, we just need to recover. We had a little Harlequin crisis.
I'm having a huge Harlequin
5
crisis.
seconds before having to work it out because we wanted to show you guys a little bit more clearly how to do the Harlequin, and then we worked out we couldn't do the Harlequin. It had all gone wrong. Hi, Jeanette.
It's not as easy as it looks.
Hi, Annette. Hi, Ruth.
But hopefully we'll talk you through this one.
And then we had we've forgotten to bring our masking tape crisis, so we've now got a mix and match.
I'd forgotten to bring my
Only the mix and match involved a real look at the state. Where's the state? Look.
I still not convinced I'm doing this.
Needle likes masking tape.
I know,
At the slightest. He plays the long game, Noodle, right? If he watches where I put that, 2 hours later he'll have it if he can.
Dog teeth marks in it, and it's just bent and ripped. And...
Cheers, guys.
Oh,
Stop me farting around. I've got a show to put on.
I know, but the show will not go on if I'm not farting around.
Hi, Louise. Hi, George.
Right. Hello.
Trauma.
Huge traumas. Right. So,
First things first.
first things first.
Etiquette. Prize. Randomly chosen. Got a treat for you this week. Lovely. So what was up for grabs is this little iron orchid transfer, and as you know, the theme of, well, my project anyway, was quite pinky. So yeah, so I put in a pink stays on ink and now, so we've done the random. Now this person was generated on my generator, but we know for a fact that she supported us for a long time. She's been on every video. So
it's a name that keeps cropping up.
I'm really chuffed that you've got it. So it is, can you see this?
It's Malia!
Really chuffed. And as a special thank you for all your support, Malia, now I've established I can get my paint across to the US in one piece without spilling everywhere. I'm throwing in, you are the second person in the US to have Fairy Chic paint. So I'm giving you a bit of my Parissa pink, which is what I've used for this project today. Okay, so that will be winging its way to you. Well done.
Fantastic.
You need to send me your address. Okay.
And up for grabs next week.
Now we are going to try our hardest, because we've been meaning to do this for quite a long time.
Yes.
To have a milk paint week next week, because I haven't played with milk paint for a really long time.
I've had a
bit of
little
a play,
play, yeah, but I'd want to do more.
It's about trying to find the right piece to do it, but if we can, that's what we're going to try and do next week. So up for grabs, with that in mind, is some clear waters, which is that.
Oh, nice.
Can you put it out the close? It's like a pale blue.
Hang on, I always get this way wrong.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one by my finger.
So it's a large sachet. It goes a long way of Grace Mary milk paint, and all you have to do is add water to it, and then one of my lovely Fairy Chic brushes. Okay.
Okay. So what have you got to do?
You've got to share, and you've got to write shared, because in the generator I literally take across the post and I put in the word shared. So the generator then picks up anyone that has put the word shared in their comments. So you
just like Mary's done.
You must just write it, not just thumbs up, not love you guys, none of that. Well, you can say that too.
You can say that too.
But you need to write the word shared, because otherwise it won't go in the generator.
Louise has shared.
Yeah, cool. Right.
Let's get down to it.
So you might notice that we're on the opposite sides today, and it's because Amanda needs a table, because she's doing
well done, Ruth.
a fill-in to show you how to do the Harlequin that I started. Right, say show you.
We're going to try.
Good God, you'd seen her 5 minutes ago. So I've been working quite hard during the week. I don't know if I can just tilt this a little bit.
I'm going to need to.
Can you see that?
This is lush.
It's looking really lovely. It's got a lot of gold on it now as well. The feet are now gold.
Oh, you've golded here as well.
I have. I've golded my knobs, and I've got some wax gold. So I've used gold paint and gold wax to pretty it up.
That's really smooth.
So, and all of you guys had actually already seen this.
This is fantastic.
I know.
This is amazing.
But I wanted to show you
done
how
pretty much by hand.
It is, but it isn't quite as clever as it looks, honestly. So I'm going to show you how to do it.
It's pretty darn clever.
So I wanted to show you how I achieved this.
Be modest.
Now you all have asked in the past hang on.
No.
Sorry about that. You've all asked in the past how I did the mural behind, and I sort of tried to give you an idea. But this is block posters. Can you see? Block posters. And basically I've uploaded a JPEG of this image that I found, and the old Alice in Wonderland images are royalty free. And I put in that I wanted it to be, I measured the front of my top as A4 pieces, so I wanted it to be A4 pieces, 3 across, and that's all you had to put in, and then it converted it for me to this poster size, and then it just printed off automatically, and it had a tiny little margin there, and I've cut the margin off this one so that I can just tape them together, make myself a perfect picture. So it's really clever. So you can make that as big as you like. Obviously the better quality the original picture, the less pixels, the more pixels it is, the less quality you'll lose when you blow it up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you look for your image, and it gives you the option to look for as many images as you like that are similar, choose the one with the biggest numbers, because that means it's got the most pixels. So it will blow up better. So then all I've done is scribble on the back, scribbled on the back with pencil, and I have gone, and it's probably quite hard to see online because I haven't gone over everything. I've really just gone over the main outline of the shape of the chair, the shape of the heads, etc., which then gave me the perspective. It got it all in the right place, which is exactly what I did with that. And then I've gone in with a brush and some watercolour afterwards. So I'm going to show you, that was obviously how to do it on large scale, but today I'm going to sit and have a bit of fun with this. Now my printer's really dodgy at the moment, it's stripy, but I've already scribbled on it with a HB pencil, and I'm going to use a biro because they're a bit more, you can use a pencil, but biro's a little bit more pointy, I think. Yeah. You've got a bit more pressure. So just go round the edges, and then I can get stuck in and start doing the painting. But that's what will finish off this piece. This is the last bit for me, really, because I spent yesterday, can you see this?
It's gorgeous.
You need to push this down a little bit.
Let's have a look.
This is what I spent yesterday doing. They're really long jobs, these. This is cardstock that I've put in here, and it's just from one of these pads. I collect these pads every time I find something I like, colours. So I've got loads of them. So I just found the colours that went, and I've cut it out and painted, blah blah blah. And then I used a stencil to create this diamond. I decided not to do the, so it's just a little, I think Stencil Stash do.
Stencil Stash, yeah, they're brilliant.
To repeat with a metallic paint. So that's, yeah, it was a lot of work. It's taken me all flipping week. I'm sick of it now, sick of it.
But it's looking gorgeous, it really is, I have to admit.
Noodle's nicked the chair already. Look at that.
Selfish dog.
Look at that. Can you see? Noodle. Look, smile.
Smile, you're on camera. Oh, flipping it. Get his good side.
Right, let's get this camera sorted out. It's all gone a bit wonky. Bear with me, guys. It's come off its thing.
Oh, it's come off its doodle, hasn't it?
We promised. I have got my proper tripod one now.
Yeah, we've got that coming. But maybe for next week.
So I shall get on with my tracing while Amanda talks you through what she's up to. Oh. You went to see me in the background. Can you see me? Just
okay. So
yeah.
Sticking with the theme, we wanted to go for a Harlequin design on this kitchen unit. Okay. So I've painted it in a base colour of, well, I started off with Paula's yellow. What's your yellow called? I've forgotten.
Molly.
Molly! How could I forget? Lovely sunshiny Molly. But it was a bit too bright for what I wanted. I wanted to just calm it down a little bit. So I put a little bit of the, is that Melucent in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I put a little bit of the brown in with it as well, which has just dulled it down, dulled the tone down a little bit. So I'm really, really pleased with that colour.
Yeah, it's nice.
So I've decanted enough, I've made enough for touch-ups and what have you, so because I'm terrible at measuring things out, you really need to make more than you think you're going to need just in case. So I've done that. I've painted the middle sections in white, and I'll come back to that in a little mo. There is a reason for that. But getting back to the Harlequin, what I've done is using a narrow tape. So I've used the frog tape in the very narrowest form, because this is such a narrow piece.
Because mine was a 2-inch.
Yours was the 2-inch because it was a wider piece, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you can see where I've done that with the frog tape, and this is the bit that we've had to sort of redo this morning. Now if I bring
my
this
drawings there.
into, yeah, I will show that. If I bring this into you, oh God, it's hard getting it on the camera. Okay, so you can see where I've divided it up, and I'll show you a bit more of that in a moment, but you can see where I've divided it up, and then I've coloured in where the pieces are that I'm going to actually cut out to produce my Harlequin effect.
We've
Okay.
divided it up using the width of the tape, haven't we, as
Yeah.
the guideline? So we
Using the
start
tape
at
as
the
the
top,
guideline.
and it has to go two along to the bottom.
So if you look at this, we're going to put a copy of this image as well afterwards. Oh God, I hate
Yeah, I'll get a copy
it
of
when we're
that
in reverse
for a
like
minute.
this.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's really weird. I have to do everything sort of backwards. So if you think of these lines here as being the width of one piece of tape, okay, so we've started off, oh God, this is really awful. I'm trying to go in. So we started off over here, and I've gone across 2 widths of tape, yeah, and brought my line down diagonally. Oh God, sorry, this is really, it is so hard to do this backwards.
Your brain's not even...
I've brought it down diagonally down to the bottom here, so it's going across 2, basically it's going across 2 stripes, and then you would just keep repeating that pattern and then repeat it back the other way as well.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of shading in every other one of these diamonds. You can see that, yeah, they're the bits that I'm going to be cutting out. Okay, granted it's hard to see, but I'm going to start cutting those out, and then you'll see at least where one side has started to work. Okay, it will make sense. It's fiddly, it's tricky, it's, if you're like me and you're not very good at maths and geometry,
It takes a while to get your head around
yeah.
it, it does.
So it's going to be a bit trial and error. So I'm going to go in with my craft knife.
But I think it's really worth it, and I really want to have a go at doing something Harlequin. I've actually got another writing bureau waiting, if I can bear to do another writing bureau.
You
just
like
to show.
a
I do
writing
like
bureau?
them, but this has taken a long time. But I really would like to have a go at the Harlequin that sort of stretches.
Yes.
So that it makes the piece look round when actually it isn't. So I might have a go at that.
That would be really funky, wouldn't it?
Now, I don't know if you can completely see what I'm doing on there. I don't know if that might need to be brought down just a little bit.
I think if you bring it down and focus maybe on yours while I'm getting these cut out. Because nobody wants to see me cutting out.
Amanda's still coming down from her high last night because she announced when she got here.
You're going to make me sound really silly.
She said, do any of you have this experience?
I'd be interested in knowing if you do have this experience.
Do any of you like have a moment where your painting piece is so good, like so good, that you think, oh no, it will never be as good again?
I honestly...
Where's my life going now?
I was having a real wobbler.
So I said she's peaked. That's it. Game over now.
I was looking at it, I was almost crying. I was getting so upset, so emotional, that this piece I was working on, I just felt was the best painted work I
Wow.
have ever done so far, and it's not even finished.
Can't wait to see that.
I know, oh God, yeah, I know. I'm really upping the
No
ante
pressure.
here all
No
the time.
pressure.
No pressure. But it got me quite antsy and quite upset, thinking that I might, that might be it. So let me know if you've ever felt that way and how you sorted yourself out, because I'm in a bit of a state about it.
I'm happy to say I haven't peaked yet.
I've peaked too
There's
soon.
a lot more to come from me.
Oh dear.
I might have to get myself a new partner.
What, new painting? But you wouldn't dare.
Well, if you've peaked,
You would not dare.
I need progress.
Honestly? She's so mean to me.
Yeah, I was mean to you earlier, wasn't it? Because you were saying,
Very mean.
she said, I'm no good at maths, I'm no good at doing this. And Liz said to her, no, English is your thing. And she said, but I'd like to be good at more than just English. And I just said, oh well.
I'm happy with that.
And she said, no, the correct answer is you're really good at art as well. Oh well.
It's just, you know.
You need friends, eh?
I thought she was my friend.
We are friends.
I thought you were. I thought you cared.
We've had an interesting week.
Oh, we've had a good week. Yeah, we went to collect
We
furniture.
went out on a road trip, a mini road trip,
in the van,
in the very chic van, yeah.
and yeah, to pick up furniture, and it just turned into a really jolly day, didn't it?
Yeah, we met some nice people, and we went for lunch.
Have you gone to pick up furniture? And we ended up going for lunch.
With complete strangers. It was all a bit bizarre.
Yeah. But we made friends, didn't we? We made some friends.
Was it part of your French set, Manda? They are beautiful.
No.
No, it's a new bit.
It's the new one.
Friends
It's
keep
the
us
farmhouse.
grounded. They definitely do, Diane. They definitely do. And Diane is our US lady that got our paint. I'd love to see what you think about our paint when you try it.
Is that Diane Josh?
Yes. Deschler. I don't know.
Diane.
I'm lucky. I have a really easy to pronounce surname. You don't either, do you?
Well, mine isn't that tricky, you'd think. Oh, Paula.
What? What?
My cutting out's not very good. I've spent years in a school cutting out, and now
She's going to have me doing a repair job.
I'm having problems.
So I know, and honestly, this is all about the brush at this stage, is finding a thin enough brush to just get the outline. And when I first did the outline of the piece before, I thought, oh dear, it looks a bit bodgy to be honest, but it comes together. So I'm literally, I've got quite a clear line now where I've traced it, and you can see I must have really only done the basic line because it didn't take very long at all.
This is just silly.
She's going to put her toys out of the pram in a minute.
Certainly am. I've got pieces coming up in.
Oh, I haven't told you this. I've had a hair update. You know, I had my disastrous hair.
Oh, with your designer hair colour.
Yeah, with my designer hair colour.
Get you.
It suddenly materialised looking at my emails that somehow in the midst of my designer tar-like hair colour that I'd signed up for more to be sent my way. So they've emailed me to say that your new colour is on its way. And I was like, no, I don't want any more. Crikey, I haven't used the second one and the last one yet. I can't bear it. So I rang them up.
So what did they say?
And said, look, I don't want it. I want to be stopped. And
What's next?
she said, well, you'll lose your 20% off your plan if you stop now. And I said,
You've got a whole plan.
apparently. And I was done, I tell you, duped. Late night shopping. Let that be a lesson to you. And I said, well, I don't want a plan. I'm not going to be buying any more. And she sounded all offended and said, would you mind if I asked why? And I said,
Did you tell her?
yeah, it's because it was like tar. I had to literally be in the shower for an hour to get it out of my hair. I said, that's not normal. And she then said, oh, we've had a few complaints about that. It's because it's an oil-based product. And we're now working on a cream-based product that will be much easier to wash out. Would you be interested? No.
No thanks.
No. So yeah, I'm out of the plan now.
Was that it now?
Yeah.
That's probably just as well, isn't it?
Blimey.
Things we do.
But when they did one of those emails where they said, can you give feedback? And I
you did, didn't
yeah,
you?
and I put it in there. Yeah, dreadful. And they messaged me. Never seen such a ridiculous message. Reply to it. And it said, don't worry, we'll have your hair all sorted in a jiffy. All you've got to do is get some bicarbonate of soda, get in the shower and scrub it, and then it will get all the residue off and you'll be looking good as new and sparkly.
Oh, fabulous.
This is what the email said.
That's exactly what you want, isn't it?
Good God.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Hello, Gail. Hello, TB. Sorry about my lengthy hair discussions. It's been a saga.
Next time you say to me, fancy having a go at this Harlequin?
The answer's no.
The answer's no. Do you know what I think it is? I mean...
Go on, show what you're doing. All we can see is your back.
I know, but I'm sorry about that. I use frog tape all the time. It's the best, quite simply. But I think it's actually a bit thick for this.
It's sticking, isn't it?
I'm finding it...
I did have to do touch-ups on mine.
Tricky. Okay.
And you said you sealed yours as well, didn't you?
Yes, I'd sealed the paint beforehand. But I think it's the tape. It's good tape, what can I say?
Sticky.
So, let's have a look where we're going so far. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm just taking out those pieces that I'd shaded in. So it is tricky, and I am learning. It's the first time I've done this.
Moaning a lot.
Lots of moaning. Hi, Gail. Lots of moaning. Hopefully there won't be too much swearing. But
Still got the swear box.
still yeah. But that's where I'm up to, and I'm sure it looked lovely when I finished. But I'm not sure I'd ever do it again. I think I shall leave Harlequin to you.
Well, I said that about Mackenzie's child, and I stand by that, really.
Did you look up Mackenzie's child on Paula's
I put a link to it
videos?
on somewhere. Somebody. Yeah, it was hard.
See, now maybe that's where you peaked.
I wasn't aware I was peaking. Does that count? Oh, good God.
I'm losing the will. I'm losing the will. Honestly, this is... just put a paintbrush in my hand and I'm fine. And I've got this flipping scalpel.
With how she's feeling, peaking, we never know what she might do with it.
Well, listen, I tell you, any more of this malarkey and this scalpel's going somewhere.
The sun don't shine.
It's aiming your way.
Oh, thanks, you.
Next time you have a marvellous idea, keep it to yourself. Right, let's see if we can peel this one.
Well, we've got a week to come up with another marvellous idea
Well,
now.
yes, however, that coincides with Halloween, doesn't it? And I know we've done pumpkins and spells and what have you, but we might have to come up with something Halloween themed.
I don't know.
So get your thinking witchy hats on.
Tell you what, guys, let's leave some of the hard work to you. We've put milk paint as the possible
We can
product,
use
but-
milk paint, can't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but if you
But
what would
how?
you like to see? Is there a technique or anything you've seen that we've done that you
How would
think?
you like us to use it?
Yeah, help us out, because I tell you, it's an enormous amount of work. This just thinking of something new, and then having to put up with Amanda moaning about it loads.
I'm not a moaner, but
No,
this,
she's a peaker.
this is you know, above and beyond.
Who says that? Who comes in and
This
says,
is above my pay
I've done
grade.
the best piece of work I've ever done, and now it's game over?
Maybe that's why this is going
That's
so
really
horribly
vain, isn't it?
wrong.
Yeah,
I
because
peaked.
You peaked.
Peaked
down
before I
the
did
wrong way.
Harlequins. Right. Ugh.
We won't tell you what she compared it to peaking.
Here we go. Smut. It's all
smut.
smut.
1:30. Good God. Well, Amanda's been releasing, talking of smut, Amanda's been releasing pictures of her La Maison.
That's what. How did we get onto smut?
Well, it just reminded me of the comment that was made when your photograph of your piece wasn't there.
My cock up.
Yeah. And then somebody said they'd like to see that.
Yes, which I thought was very rude. We've got some
We've got some very rude ladies.
very rude ladies that watch this.
Oh yeah, it took me quite a while to work out what they meant by that.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Honestly, they get online at silly o'clock wine, glass of wine, and they come up with the rudest comments.
Yeah, but it's like that post that I posted, wasn't it? About, what was it, alcohol said?
Yes.
That would be funny. Post that. That will go down really well. And alcohol was wrong. Alcohol was so wrong. I really liked it.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Wake up the next morning and go, no, I didn't.
God. Press delete.
You can't.
No.
Some things.
It's always out there.
It's on record.
So be careful what you say after that second glass of wine. Careful
I
what
reckon
you
you ought
post.
to be able to set your phone or something to some automatic shutdown. Set time if you're dangerous. Yeah. I'm always dangerous when I'm
tired. If you're
tired.
shopping too much or if you've had a bit too
like
much to drink.
It says, look, hang on a minute. I think you need to stop.
Well, your bank does it when it's unusual sort of shopping activity.
Yeah.
Maybe your
yeah, computers should
do the same.
Let's stop. Do you really want to post this?
Yes. Would you really want to purchase two pairs of those horrible baggy trousers that you thought looked so cute?
Yeah. That's a size 8.
That's a size 8.
I've done that.
It will only fit over one thigh.
I've done that, and I say to myself, well, it'll be alright, because if it doesn't fit, I'll give it to Georgia. But she's actually got better wardrobe than me, and she keeps flaunting them. I love this outfit, Mum. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be mine.
Yeah, but it would have looked good on you 20 years ago, wouldn't it?
Right, so I'm now filling in my outline just using a bit of water, and I've actually found this, my brush is, sometimes these are like lucky accidents. I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see this. My brush is sort of separated into a bit streaky lines, and I'm actually using that to my advantage, because these drawings are quite, by the original, are quite sketchy. They've been done in a sketchy way. There's a lot of cross hatching going on, which I like to give the shading. It's quite effective. So I'm using the split in the brush to do my cross hatch. So I'll bring it in closer in a bit and just show you that really, even though I'd like you all to believe I'm a really talented artist, obviously, that hasn't peaked, I'd like to say.
Still waiting to peak.
Still waiting to peak.
Never going to hear the last of this.
Yeah, what am I going to shout? 7? Well, while I'm thinking of it, guys, unfortunately, well maybe fortunately, because most of you that tuned in now aren't going to want to bother watching it again tonight anyway.
Respectful.
I would have thought. But we're not able to do our watch party tonight. It's hubby's birthday, so I'm off out on a family meal. And Amanda, as you might have seen from her page, is having some very intermittent problems with her internet at the moment. So I know it would be unfair to leave her to try and host it on her own, because I think chances are it will go down.
No. It's really all, and it will be.
Should I say more honestly? Chances are it wouldn't go up in the first place,
yeah,
because tech is not her thing.
It's so not. What is my thing?
English.
English.
Oh well.
We can't all be clever. So mean. So mean.
What's my thing? Doesn't that just say it all, really? You didn't even know what your thing is.
Says a lot about you.
What have you got if you haven't got English?
Well.
I wonder what on earth I would do if I didn't have art. I really do.
Wouldn't it be awful?
Yeah, I can't. Maybe I'd be a more plateau person. Do you wonder?
No, I doubt it.
No. Okay.
You'd find some other release for your madness.
I might be nicer.
blame creativity for being
My
horrid.
artistic temperament, I suppose.
Really?
So I'm not horrid. Right. I am so chuffed that my paint has got all the way to the US
Yeah, that
and
is
Canada, because it's terrifying posting it. You've no idea the responsibility of what you're going to do if it all goes wrong, even when it's free.
See, this.
What's the matter now?
What's the matter?
Can you hear her?
Let's take
This, butter. It's like an old wife.
No, I didn't do very well at that either. Which leads me to the Fantasy Football League.
Yeah, let Manda introduce you to the Fantasy Football League.
Well,
Good grief.
you see, oh God, it's all on. So, the Fantasy Football League. She's making some strange sounds.
She's saying this online.
Look, I'm single, okay? I am single, very, very
I just shout about it.
single. And I'm happy with that, that's okay. However, every now and again you meet somebody that, you know, catches your eye. And I seem to be collecting these little sort of, these
In our case, it's a 5-man football team.
fantasy men. So nothing's happened, there's nothing in reality, it's all up in my head. But I'm up to 5
Having
now.
a jolly good time at night.
5 fantasy men. So I thought we could, you know, like have fantasy football leagues. I'm having a fantasy boyfriend league, 5-a-side purely. So yeah, that's my little fantasy football league. Well, you have a really dirty laugh.
She does. She really does.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I won't be laughing in a minute. This is all going. There's going to be a lot of touch-ups on here.
Have you peeled it off?
No, I'm still trying to cut out the diamonds.
Slow.
Honestly, this is slow. You did all yours in advance and made it look so
League's going to be
clever.
very disappointed. They're going to want speed at some point.
No. Sometimes it's nice just to take it slow and gentle.
God.
Oh no, I don't want that bit coming off.
Too funny. You don't have to wash their socks too.
Wash my socks?
You don't have to wash their socks.
No! No stinking football teams. No dirty. No! They can wash their own.
Alright. Obviously it's what I'm missing in life. My own fantasy football.
Pros and cons to being single. But yes, no, I don't have to wash anybody's underpants. Don't have to pick them up off the floor.
Oh, dear God. Oh. It's all gone quiet now. Speechless. What does one say? How does anyone follow that act? Right, my little Mad Hatter is not looking too bad, unlike Amanda's monstrosity.
I tell you what, you're doing the other side.
Do we need to move you swiftly on to the next stage?
Well, we might have to because, you know, time is running out. And I did want to actually get some decoupage done.
I haven't done any decoupage for quite a while. It was my thing for a very long time.
What's your thing?
Yeah.
What's your thing now?
I've been quite preoccupied with IOD, as you know. I'm trying to...
Yeah. Oh, you've got a nice little IOD project coming up, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a dresser that's here on the right behind me that I'm working on. But we've got all the knob stamps, just if we haven't got enough rudeness out today. They're arriving.
I was telling my friend this morning about
It's like
knob
unreal,
tools.
isn't it? Knob art.
Knob
Who
art.
came up with that? Knob art.
Obviously doesn't mean the same in the States.
And I found myself writing in the explanation that each knob art comes with a tool. One is a big hole for big knobs, and one is a small hole for small knobs. And somebody commented he'd want a small knob.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Oh my god, it's going to carry on, isn't it? When they're in the country,
It's just such a fabulous
I
word.
just find myself writing it and thinking, I can't believe I'm actually writing this.
Tell me, any of you out there in other countries, is knob just as funny here, or is it funny with you too?
Yeah, I'll be interested
Just
to
as
know
we
it's here. It's having the whole shop. We've got old ladies in the shop, creased up over this blinking knob art stamp and the tool with big and large. And what do you do with this?
What do you do?
No, I know. I'm sure you could think of a few things with your fantasy team. But you're not taking one home.
Come up and see my knob art. Never mind my etchings.
Oh, good God.
Oh, this is going
We're
over.
going to be calling this Smut Week at this rate. We've moved on to new levels. It is daytime TV.
Move this up a bit.
Right.
I'm falling off the edge.
I am nearly there.
Do you know what? I'm going to make this my last piece and then show you what I've done, because I do want to get some proper work done. Yeah, this is obviously not my forte. Decided.
Right. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm taking big wedges out here as well with my knife. You know how messy I am with painting? Well, I think I'm just messy in general. I think I'm hard-handed, that's what it is.
Oh dear.
Don't. Don't
There's a thought there.
go there.
Knobs are giggle-worthy in Aussie too. Yeah, yeah.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Right. Look, look. I'm quite excited now because as I'm this is live. This was from scratch, so I've done this in the time. So it really isn't as hard as what Amanda's making out.
Your job was easy.
Yeah.
You try cutting out triangles.
Shall I challenge you then?
Triangles is tricky.
What, squares would have been fine.
Squares
Just
would be fine.
triangles.
Triangles. Not happy with triangles. Look, let me show you where I am. Take my specs off, but they keep falling off. I still haven't repaired them yet. Okay, so I think you can sort of get the gist now. Yeah. So I still have got some more cutting to do. Paula, that's amazing. What about mine, Deborah?
Yeah.
Look at me, look at me. So yeah, I think you're getting the idea there. They're the pieces that I will be painting, and I'm going to be painting them in white, I think. I was going to do all sorts of fancy, funky colours, but I think I'm going to stick with white because I think it'll work better with the decoupage. Okay, right.
So, I don't know, can you see what I've done there? Can you see? I don't know how close up that will. I'm going to take it off so you can see it because I'm about there. It is no work of art, but because of the sketchy style.
Oh, come on, don't be modest.
Can you see?
That's fantastic.
Hang on, wait a minute. Move up, there we go. No, it's this backward fronty thing. So that I think that would do nicely. It's perfectly fine, it's a unique piece. Oh look, Amanda's going in with a...
Yeah, this is the napkin I'm going to be using, and obviously I'll need to position it accordingly. But that's going to go
Quite cool.
all the way down the
Yeah,
centre
you're
white
going to leave the red borders in. Not bad actually, quite light.
I'd have to take them off top and bottom, obviously.
Yeah, make a stripe.
Make a stripe out of it, do you think?
What do we think?
Are you happy with the red border?
I quite like it.
Well, if you're happy, I'm happy. So, let's get this one on first.
Right, there we go. How are we doing for time?
Some time fly.
When you're not cutting out triangles.
Honestly, that's half an hour I'll never get back.
So if you are in the paint forum, which I think most of you are, I will put these Alice images into the files section. At the top there's quite a lot of image transfers in there for you to use. So I will put them in there so that you can have a go. And you can obviously enlarge them via blockposters.com if you want to have a go at the whole across the front thing, which was the only technique I used to use before things like IOD came out, because IOD accommodates for large pieces of furniture. But of course in the past we didn't have that, did we? It was bits of wallpaper.
Yes.
Or hand painted,
you know,
image transfers. Now I have got Georgia very kindly. Put it here. Yeah. No, put it. Got a doggy. Hang on. I'll put it away.
Now, am I right in thinking these are 2-ply?
They should be 3, but sometimes they are. I think there's another one on there.
Is there?
Georgia's very
there is.
kindly
You
found
carry
me
on.
some. Got it?
Yeah.
She's found me some image transfer paper, and I haven't tried it yet because of my printer problems being streaky. And it does say on the instructions that it needs to be done via a laser printer.
Yeah, we'll have to go over to the
But
printers,
somebody
won't we?
said that it's okay with an inkjet printer, so I wanted to. Sorry about that. Connection went for some reason. No idea why. Back just in time. Hi Jeanette. Yeah, breaking up, the internet connection just went. Hopefully you'll be able to. You didn't miss much. Man just peaked. I've painted. She's got nothing done whatsoever.
I haven't. I feel I haven't anyway.
Really? But we have established she's got a 5-man football team that she dreams about every night.
Yeah, you can catch up with that one. Right, are we sure about this border?
Well, I quite like the red, yeah, blue.
Right.
Yeah.
Just means I've got to really match it up.
That's right.
It's all very well, you're not doing it. Right, I'm going to take it down. But not work. Like that.
So do you use cling film or no cling film?
I use cling film where I can, but obviously we're going to go in with matte finish first of all. So that's going to go down on the white painted wood. Then sticking the top layer of my napkin down. I probably will use cling film because I help it, you know, just help it moves around a bit. And you're looking at me very strange.
See, I do it completely different to you. That I know lots of people do it like that, but I lay it on and then use a soft brush and literally wet it through the napkin.
I did do that. I used to do it with a soft blusher brush.
Yeah, it has to be. The soft brush is the trick. Here's the cling film. If you want it.
Oh, thank you. I did
One I prepared earlier.
One you prepared earlier. Right. I'll have to decide how long I want this as well, won't I? Because it's too long at the moment.
So my piece, I'm really chuffed with it. It just needs some clear wax now, and then it'll be done. And normally I probably would have used the matte finish as well, but if you remember last week I'd had loads of bleed through. It was bad. So wax is the answer. Somebody messaged me yesterday on the forum regarding a problem with paint and coverage, and they were at their 3rd coat of paint and it still didn't appear to be covering it, and they sent me, I private messaged them, and they sent me some photographs, and it was really obvious from looking at the photographs, and they were new so not their fault at all, but it was really obvious that they had bleed through. and that it wasn't the paint. So if you're getting to your second and third coat and you're still getting patchiness coming through everywhere, stop painting, you're just wasting the paint. You need to stain block it at that point, and you probably need to consider waxing your piece when it's finished, so that you don't draw, because matte finish, as amazing as it is for decoupage and sealing and all the rest of it, the one thing it's really bad at is drawing out more stain from the old varnish. What are you looking for?
Scissors. Have we got scissors at all, Lizzie? Or my bit? No, actually, no, I'll be able to do it without. I'll use
Yeah, here, look.
No, thank you. Super stuff.
How does the cling film help? Well, when it's wet, you can put the cling film on top of the napkin, because obviously if you keep brushing the napkin, you stand the risk of, once it's wet, it tearing. But if you put cling film on, you can use your hands and be actually quite firm in spreading out and removing all the creases. It works brilliantly on wood furniture. It doesn't work very well on fabric. Don't do it on fabric. We've tried cling film over and it does still tear it, but it works very well. Shall we do it? Shall I hold it up for you so that you can demo it?
No. I'm gonna do it flat and then hold it up for you. I just don't want it going wrong.
It is
when everything else has gone so wrong for me.
Yeah, this is because she's announced herself as an achieving artist. It's all gone wrong.
Here come the insults.
I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you the right. Where's my napkins? Very quickly before we go.
Right.
So,
generous layer of finishing.
Obviously, the idea with all decoupage is that you do it on the colour. So your background colour should match the background of your napkin. I tear because you don't get the hard edge and it blends more and it looks more natural. So here is my napkin. If I was being thorough, I'd tear along that edge as well. Most napkins are 3-ply, which is 3 layers. So you take off the 2 back, like so. Sometimes that's easier than others. So this is what I do with a lot of customers that come in to prove to them how easy it is. So I've got a very soft artist brush. And can I borrow some of this as well? Stick this up here. I use the matte finish. Matte finish is better than Mod Podge in my view, just because it's thinner. Mod Podge is a bit thick. So I get quite loaded up. I'm not stingy about it. Now, Amanda's actually wet the underneath first, but I don't. I just start from the middle. And obviously I haven't washed my brush up properly because there's some paint coming out on it here, but can you see? So where it's white, it's just blended in, you can't actually see the edge. So
I've missed a bit of finishing thing here.
I find this works really well, and usually when customers come in and I give them a plate and they have a go, they're hooked immediately. It is about the brush. Don't use a hard bristle brush. Makeup brush is a good idea. Primark or something, one of those cheap blusher.
Yeah, the nice
soft ones. But these artist ones are cheap as well. Now you can see I've got a bit of paint showing through there. But if I wanted to now at this stage, although I don't actually need to at all, it's really gone on quite well. But if I wanted to, I could get myself a bit of cling film. It's just normal cling film. Because I find that if you wet the underneath first, you then stand more chance of the napkin getting all rumpled up when you stick it down, and of course you've only got one chance to stick it down.
So you don't put the finishing coat on first?
No, because then you've only got one chance to put the napkin on, which then stands more chance of it all getting rumpled up. So now I'm just putting this literally higgledy-piggledy on the top, but it doesn't stick to the matte finish, so you can, if it was rumpled, which it isn't because I'm just really good at it, you can use, no seriously, just do it the way I'm showing you. so you can just use the cling film really quite brutally to smooth out bits, and it's not going to tear the napkin, and then it will peel off without pulling off the napkin at all, and it looks quite smooth. But it in this case it didn't need it. It's about the brush.
Right. Well,
but
doing mine a very different way.
Yeah, you've got to do what works for you. But if you find that it's getting rumpled and you're scared, or you're starting to do it my way and then it tears, get some cling film, put it on, because that will protect it.
Because that's what I'm doing. I'm using my cling film as a barrier, because I am hard-handed, you know that. I'm a bit heavy-handed. So I'm using that as a barrier, really, to smooth
Does that
out.
make me a delicate soul? No, I'm the delicate one.
I'm not, certainly not a delicate soul. But it just means that I'm not going to stick my fingernails through the napkin. It's what works for you.
You can be a lot more brutal that way.
Yes. And of course you can still see what you're doing, because it's...
That looks nice. That looks really nice.
You sound so surprised.
And sometimes we use like whole napkins like that in one whole piece, and quite often though I use, for example, I don't know, I've got a whole load of napkins, but that's the first one I've grabbed. Napkins like that, and I'll tear out sections and branches and then make it look like they're growing up something by attaching it onto it. And the trick is always going to be, again, to match the background colour. If you get that right, you're sorted, because you can always pile little leaves separately on top of any joins that haven't quite worked. And if you've got the background right, you can cut out, you don't have to tear. It's the background's the biggie.
See, now the problem I've got with this is that the images aren't going to all line up. They just aren't.
No. That's okay. It doesn't look wrong.
No, it's just going to have to...
It really doesn't look wrong.
Roll
It looks
down,
great. And decoupage is much easier than image transfers and even IOD transfers in terms of going around corners and over things and in and out, you know, using napkins because they're just so mouldable.
So it's just a matter of...
It looks really nice with those
sizing
colours.
It's lovely colours. I'm loving the colours.
Yeah, I've got a proper Alice theme going on.
So I don't know, I might go white at the side and the Harlequins. I might go green on the Harlequins. Let's put it to the public.
Or red.
I'm not sure about the... Yeah, just not sure about the yellow and the red together.
Maybe she'll really like this suggestion, I know this. Maybe she could have some more Harlequins down the side there. Should we put that to the public?
You can put it to them.
She's going to do it. She'll get
I'm
me to
not
do
gonna
it.
do
You know,
it.
the second the camera goes, she'll go, right, you're doing the rest.
I will, honestly. Make no bones about it.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I make no bones about it. I'm not doing any more Harlequin.
Right? Just looking. Oh, right. Liz is looking in.
I've got something else. Yeah, not doing any more Harlequin. That's it. My Harlequin days are over. But I don't mind finishing off the
You
decoupage.
should try the Mackenzie Child.
Yeah.
No.
No.
If that's beaten you, believe me.
Well, no, but that doesn't involve cutting out though, does it?
Well, not the way I did it. No,
No.
because I did it by hand. I literally rulered.
Because I've done
And
similar.
then I hand painted the squares.
Yeah.
Meticulously.
I don't mind that. It's the...
I'm definitely going to try a stretchy Harlequin.
I honestly, I would love to see
So where
that.
there's a big triangle and then slightly narrower one, so it makes a fake
I would
swelling.
really, really, really like to see that. But you're on your own.
That's
with
what's
that.
going on with
do
my
not
tummy.
do not get me involved.
Fake swelling. My sharing thing has gone wild. I think I've shared to the whole world. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, that's nice.
Here's my phone. It's not playing with me nicely. I think that's really nice, Jeanette. That's no problem at all.
Yeah, more
You
than
can
happy
go
with
to the top
that.
of the class.
Keep sharing.
Fantastic. We must be nearly there for time. Yeah, 5 minutes. You going to get that on?
Might do, might not.
I've only got waxing to do and that's a bit boring.
You've just got
Let's go over the prizes.
got
just
to make
quickly.
sure that I...
So it was last week's prizes, do you remember? Was Amelia Clean. I haven't clocked whether you're watching or not, but you normally are. And you have one. I'm sending you a special treat. Parissa, chalk paint, pink stamp and an IOD transfer. So I need your address, my lovely. And then next week we're going to try and do a... Where did we put the milk paint?
I don't know.
Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
What's it gone? What's it gone?
Oh, it's there. It's right in front of me. Typical. Milk paint and a paintbrush to use. And we're going to try and have if we can find a suitable bit of furniture, a suitable bit of wood, we're going to have some fun playing with the milk paint. We're going to try some chippy.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah, we're going to do some chippy. So we need some wax.
Yeah, I've got loads.
Yeah, we need wax to get the chippy effect.
It's better. It's easier if you use wax.
So we'll try.
It's not impossible without, but it's easier.
Maybe we could do some tester boards. I haven't done enough with milk paint to be able to rave about it to my customers, and I'd like to.
What have you put in here? Oh god!
That's the brush. Look, can you see that?
Chocolate flavoured finishing, matte finish.
Just swell it a bit. It's like when you get, you know.
I'm the messy one now.
I haven't washed my brush up.
God, blimey. See what I have to work with.
Nothing wrong with a bit of contamination. See you next week, Debbie. Take care.
Are we off?
Yeah, Debbie's off, so I think we need to say goodbye. Yeah. Right, so again, we're not on tonight. Really sorry, but we will be back next week as usual.
Yeah,
at
as
1
usual.
o'clock on Thursday.
And sorry for seeing my back the whole time. Sorry for my impatience.
We'll do some close-ups so we can show you what we've achieved.
Yeah. It'll look all right on the night. Cheers.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye. Is milk paint as good as